So for once in my life, I actually have a deadline for when I need to upload this, so I gotta finish it in time. I was thinking, right? I'm gonna be 19 years old. 1-9. That is kinda crazy. This is gonna be the last video I make being 18 years old, which means a new era in my life. I'll be going to my second year of university, I'll be, I don't know, making new videos. I should be talking about something interesting. I guess this could be like a where I came from, this is where I'm at now kind of video, I guess. Cause like, you know those draw my life videos that YouTubers do? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Except like 1 year has happened. Let's see how much I changed. So if you're watching this, you probably don't know who I am, which is to be expected because I'm like this small YouTuber on the internet. Like pretty much no one knows who I am, but that is okay and pretty much how it should be, I think. I feel like I don't know, I don't want to be popular. But you probably don't know who I am, so I'm gonna tell you who I am so you have context. My name is Kino, short for Canopsia. That's not the name I was born with, but that's the name I go by online, so that is what you'll be calling me. Um, I was born on July 9th, 2007, right? I'm gonna be summarizing to you my life story. That is how much context you're getting. A little too much context. Um, my birth was kind of complicated. From a very young age, my mom knew there was something wrong with me. Turns out I had epilepsy. They took me to many places to see like how they could like get rid of the epilepsy, and it took a while, but eventually I got on like many medications, many medications, and by the time I was 4, I had like this boss fight of a seizure before it's finally done. Like from what I hear, it was like this giant seizure, and then I just never had a seizure ever again. So that was like the biggest issue I've had, right? I've had like epilepsy, and then that was it. Wrong. That was not it. By the time I was in kindergarten, I had a new problem. I was being bullied. Unfortunately. My teachers weren't the fondest of me either, so I pretty much had no one to go to. My fourth grade teacher told my parents I was having like dark thoughts and all of that, whatever that means. But my parents thought it was just like some girl drama or whatever, and so they didn't really take it too seriously. And like I was kind of alone in this, but it's whatever, it's the past. Everyone insisted there was something wrong with me and they needed to get me checked out. So get me checked out they did. My mom already thought there was something wrong with me past epilepsy since I wasn't like smiling as a baby or whatever. So from the time I was 2 to the time I was 16, I went through many tests. They brought me to many places where they pretty much experimented to see what would make me tick and figure out what happened. Most of them said it was social anxiety, because, you know, when you're a woman in the mental illness field or whatever, people think that it's all anxiety and they really downplay what's going on. Others say it's BPD. That happened like in my teenage years mainly because I was having some very strange hyperfixations. But only when I was 16 did I get that autism diagnosis. Sorry, I did not mean to stutter there. I really missed the tests, especially the frog book. They literally like left me alone with a fire truck just to like watch to see how I'd play with it. It was kind of crazy. I don't know how that would help, but they did that. But if you're autistic and you've been diagnosed, you've probably like, or if you're not autistic and you still like try to get diagnosed for autism, um, you probably know about the frog book, and it's an awesome story, I think. There's no words, just pictures, but like favorite book of all time, trust. Uh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of minute details I won't bore you with, but long story short, I was kind of like a miracle child of sorts. The doctors, when I was born, thought I wouldn't need I'd need medication for the rest of my life. That's what they thought. Well, I'm still on meds, but those are like antidepressants and antipsychotics rather than like make sure I don't die meds. Wait, are they make sure I don't die meds? Like just in another way? I don't know. But yeah, I've got a lot of diagnoses, a lot of stories to tell. Maybe I'll share my stories eventually. But this entire video isn't just gonna be like a woe is me, my life sucks up until now video, because like it did get better. I'm still mentally ill as all hell, but it did get better. And I'm gonna be talking about that actually. My audience, since I started out by doing random voiceover YouTube shorts, is rather young, so I want to dedicate this next portion of the video to them. And I know what you're thinking, like, your audience is young and you're talking about your mental health like openly. And I feel like the representation kind of matters because I feel like it's kind of denormalized to talk about that, but it's a very normal thing. It's a very like common thing. We should be able to talk about that. Also, it's Disability Pride Month, so hell yeah, be proud of who you are. Um, the thing is, to the people that are watching this and are younger than me, you're gonna be going through like a lot of things in your life. You're gonna have many different phases, maybe not the same phases I did, but a lot of them. You're gonna feel like you're the least interesting person in the world, and so wonder why you're still even alive. You're gonna feel like you're the only person in the world that's truly alive, and everyone else is just like, for lack of a better word, NPCs. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just wrong in the head. But my point is, you're gonna end up feeling a lot of things. And most importantly, you're gonna wonder when it all gets better. And that's why you probably clicked on this video. You see videos about people older than you talking about being older than you and sharing wisdom, and that's what you grow to expect. I feel like there's a lot I can tell you. Considering astrology, bear with me, I'm Indian, we believe in these things. It's written in my stars I'd be a good teacher of sorts, so I want to take this opportunity to do that. It's like a birthday gift to myself, like making a video expressing gratitude for how far I've come and giving advice. If what I'm about to say doesn't resonate, but you still want to talk, feel free to leave a comment and I'll do my best to help too. If I see it, I probably will. Okay, so like, hear me out. The world at its core is a bunch of complex shapes and colors. They all blend together to make one picture, and that's what we see. Unless you're colorblind, then you see less colors, and that is unfortunate. Hashtag shout out to the colorblind. Society is a movement, always changing, never staying in one place, but the world stays the same. Something, despite everything, is still you. The point is, since society is always changing, it's pretty hard to keep up with it. So when the noise gets too loud, take a break. It's okay to take time for yourself and ground yourself back to earth. And I know that sounds so odd and so basic, but like, I don't know, like the world's pretty much the only thing that you have that will stay with you for the rest of your life. Besides your body and besides your brain and besides yourself, like the ground and the physical realm, it may like look different, but it's still the same. Does that make sense? Like, just cherish what you have, cherish like what's around you, and you'll grow to find that you're like a lot happier. Because like my friend, they came up to me with like some bad news, so I was like, okay, if you're struggling mentally, let's try this one thing. Tell me like 3 good things that you're grateful for every day, and we'll see how that goes. They like almost never miss a day. They are so much happier now. And it's such basic advice, but it still helps. This may not be the real world, right? At least I don't think this is the real world. But it's the world that you were put in, and you are trusted to do your best in it. So do your best, and live a life you can be proud of. That's what I'm trying to do, at least. Doing your best is kind of hard sometimes, though, especially when you're worried that your efforts aren't good enough. But they are. It may not look like your efforts are doing much at the moment, but even without visible results, you get experiences that aid you in your future. However, sometimes experience doesn't feel like enough. You need something to measure your progress. And hear me out, I think everyone should take up writing. That's also such basic advice, but it's so therapeutic. Like, whether it's journaling or fanfiction, definitely fanfiction. You should write fanfiction. It's so fun. You should write something. From there, you can see your vulnerable thoughts about then and now. And although it's very cringe, to be cringe is to be free. It's odd, right? But like, you can see your interests, your thought patterns, everything. I think I'm gonna do it more often now that I'm 19. Writing, I mean. Very rarely do I write stuff, but every time I do, I get surprised by like what it is I've written down. It's like I black out, but I'm perfectly conscious, and I'm just spilling everything from my brain. Regardless, though, don't be too stuck in the past. It's hard to look forward to the future when you're stressing over like the what ifs and what already happened. Because no matter what, you can't predict the future. So no point in pretending you can. I suppose that's my advice. Yeah. Ground yourself in reality. Remember you're doing the best you can. Take up writing if you want, and always look towards the future. Basic advice, but again, that's stuff I need to remind myself. And if I need to remind myself of that, maybe you need reminders too, and Maybe it helps. Also, as I'm recording, this isn't part of the script. I just thought of this now. Um, it's gonna be very tempting, especially at VPD, but set boundaries for yourself. It's very tempting to find a person to just latch on and like be very dedicated, very devoted, and I still do that like at times, but in the end, people come, people go, but you're gonna stay here and like be nice to yourself, take care of yourself. Again, very basic advice, but like I don't know. It's like I've been seeing lots of people, even around my age, just like be so vulnerable with other people, and it's like, yeah, be vulnerable, be chalant, but also like take care of yourself. It's not healthy to like have all of your thoughts depend on one person. And that sounds obvious, especially if you're not struggling, but it's it hurts to watch, you know? It hurts because I've been there and I've seen what it's like. But like just I don't even know what to say. Hold on, let me put my thoughts in line. You need a balance. You need a balance of other people in your life, and because having people in your life is healthy. And you need a balance of like taking care of yourself. Because if you don't have that balance, then either you become like too isolated from the rest of the world and you it sounds ironic coming from me, especially if you know me personally, but like being very isolated is not healthy and not good for the mind. But at the same time, like devoting yourself to other people and like never stopping to take care of yourself is like also very unhealthy, also will mess you up. So just that's another piece of advice. Just stay safe, learn your boundaries, learn your limits, and try to love yourself. Maybe don't love yourself, but at least be okay with yourself because this is you, this is your body, and if you're not okay with yourself, then no one else will be. That's the truth of it. If you don't take care of yourself, then you open yourself up to many ways of getting hurt, and especially predators. I say predators, I mean like people that want to hurt you. They will see that you're vulnerable and they will take advantage of that. So just be kind. Before you go, though, and hold on, before you go, yes, the video's over, but before you go, if you're on my server, I did mention that I had the news on the 9th, besides the fact that it's my birthday, and you should totally join the Discord server, by the way. It's very nice, people are friendly there. But, in the description, you'll see that I also have a merch store now. You can get a Kino standee, Kino keychain, and other things, mainly disability pride merch, although I'm planning on adding more stuff. All designed by me, manufactured by Wukri, and sold on ACG Goods. Links in the description if you care. Anyways, that's about it. If I have anything else to say, I'm pretty sure I'll just edit it in the video. But happy Disability Pride Month. Happy birthday to me. And have a good one. Thanks for listening to me, Yap, and I'll see you all later.